And here we're in the middle of a crisis. It's a crisis of educational achievement in America. I'll be frank. I think it is the single most important crisis that, frankly, neither major political party is talking or doing enough about. We've got a 75% rate of eighth graders across America who are not proficient in math according to international standards. 70% of them aren't proficient in reading. We rank number 26 out of 38 developed countries when it comes to math and reading proficiency, despite spending more than every one of those countries on education. That's wrong. There are now kids in other countries where English is not even their first language, performing better on English proficiency than our own kids here. That is unacceptable to me. Speaking as a parent and as an Ohioan and as an American, I refuse to just stand by and idly watch as China laughs at our gradual decay into oblivion. We're turning this ship around. As your next governor, Ohio will be the state that leads the way. I will lead Ohio to be the top state in the country and in the world where our kids go on to get a world-class education in math, reading, writing, critical thinking, and physical education. To get there, it's going to require some hard change, and I'm asking all of you to come with me to get there for the sake of our kids. We got to take our school choice programs, which are fine in this state, to the next level, to the level of Arizona and Iowa, so every kid, no matter what zip code they're born in, from the inner city to our rural communities to our suburbs, can get the best possible education they can dream for themselves, and that includes not just private schools and charter schools, but even homeschooling as a viable option for parents who desire it. But today I'm going to go further. There is a canon of what great conservatives have been doing across the rest of the country, and in some cases we need to catch up, and we will. But we're also going to lead the country in making sure that our public schools are able to compete and equipped to compete with the best of the alternatives. That means, first of all, that our kids are safe in our schools. As your next governor, I will ensure that we use our dedicated base of police officers to ensure that we have at least one of them in every school in this state with the proper training needed to be there. Thank you. And I've met many of those police officers. They're standing by and ready to do it. We're going to make sure that we lead the way in our kids actually showing up to school. We have a chronic absenteeism problem in this state, and it's only gotten worse after the COVID-19 school closures. I will pledge this to you. As your next governor, never again will we bend the knee to an Anthony Fauci knockoff who allowed our public schools to be closed while my alma mater, St. X, remained open. That's unacceptable. She owes those kids an apology in our public schools. We're going to stand for the achievement of our students, from the sports fields to the classroom, to pursue excellence in every domain. And to that end, I will lead Ohio to be the first state in the country that adopts the most common sense reform required to allow our public schools to compete. We will be the first state in the United States of America that implements merit-based pay for every teacher, principal, superintendent, and administrator in our public schools. We're going to lead the country. Let me be clear. I'm not going to seek picking a fight with the teachers' unions, but I will do whatever is required to stand for the achievement of our students. And let me also be clear about this. Our best public school teachers actually deserve to be paid a lot more than they are right now. I think of Mrs. Kinney, for me in the 6th grade, at Robert E. Lucas Intermediate School, Rellis, in the Princeton School District, not far from where we are right now. Great public school, had a magnet program. I switched into there in 6th grade. She caused me to see in myself things I didn't know I had in me, the potential that she unlocked by lighting a fire under my feet, to actually believe in myself, to achieve the things that I would have otherwise imagined impossible. She changed my life. I don't think I would have lived the American dream without her. And I would be thanking her here in person today, but for the fact that she died in a tragic accident a couple of years ago. We need more teachers like Mrs. Kinney. But we're not attracting the very best anymore because there is no meritocracy in compensation. With merit-based compensation, Ohio will be a magnet for the best educators across the country. We owe it to our kids that the very best teachers in America are teaching our own kids how to excel in math and reading and writing. And we won't forget about physical education either. We're going to bring back PE into early childhood education beginning in kindergarten. It's important. And you know what? We're going to bring back the presidential fitness test. Bring that back in the 8th grade. That includes the pull-ups. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be able to do it, but it sets a standard. We're going to serve healthier food in our cafeterias because the best way to save on health costs in the long run is to cultivate a healthier population in the first place. That includes not just physical health, but mental health as well. The epidemic of depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide that has festered in our state for too long will end on my watch. We're going to fill that void at the heart of a generation, starting with the schools. Get the cell phones out of the schools. There is no controversy around this. There's no reason for it. The cell phones out of our classrooms, full stop in our public schools in Ohio. But we'll go further to fill that crisis of purpose and meaning in our young people. So many of them hungry to be part of something bigger, hungry for that cause, hungry for that call of meaning, hungering for the real thing. We got to fill that black hole, that void. Individual, family, nation, and God beats race, gender, sexuality, and climate if we have the courage to actually stand for our own vision.